Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our biweekly briefing. It's good to be back with you all. Today, we'll be hearing from Public Health, our Senior Center, and then we'll be talking about Black Restaurant Week. Just want to remind folks that it is National Immunization Awareness Month, and there is no better time for you to get vaccinated, particularly for COVID-19. If you have not yet, please do so. Easily available vaccine all across our community. You can find out where and how and much more information about COVID-19 vaccinations at publichealthmdc.com/VAXvax. All right, and now without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Janelle Heinrich, who's the Director of Public Health, Madison-Dane County.
Good morning. Thank you, Mayor, for your advocacy for immunizations in general and for the COVID vaccine in particular. I'm here to talk a little bit more about our current context of COVID in Dane County. The Delta variant has changed the COVID landscape and continues to present new challenges here in Dane County and nationwide. But I'm joining you to reassure you that these are challenges that we are prepared to face. Delta is causing cases to trend upward locally, statewide, and nationally. The current 7-day average in Dane County is 89.9 cases per day, an increase from 35.7 cases per day just 2 weeks ago. And we know from our partnership with researchers at the University of Wisconsin that Delta is now by far the most dominant variant in our community. When it comes to percent positivity, this has been holding steady around 3.7% for the past 10 days. To put this into context, this kind of stability can be a very good indication that we are testing at the level we need to be in order to find and diagnose cases and potentially prevent further spread. As you may have seen on our dashboard, in the past 2 weeks, we have seen a slight increase in hospitalizations. There are currently 45 individuals hospitalized in Dane County and 12 in the ICU with COVID. However, this is nowhere near what we experienced at the peak of any previous surge, like last fall when there were over 160 people hospitalized with COVID, and further proof that our high rate of vaccination coverage is doing its job in Dane County. Again, with the prevalence of the Delta variant, the landscape of this pandemic has changed once again. We now know that Delta is easier to transmit, including among some people who are vaccinated. This is new information based on recent studies, and when our circumstances change, we must adapt. The CDC has once again recommended everyone wear masks indoors when with members individuals from outside of your household, regardless of your vaccination status, in areas with substantial and high levels of community transmission. Dane County is currently in the high level of transmission, and we issued a masking advisory a number of weeks ago, and that remains in place. For many, especially the 371,000 plus Dane County residents who are fully vaccinated, I understand that hearing this reversal in guidance has likely triggered frustration. And we understand that many people are tired and that this pandemic has posed so many hardships, from the loss of loved ones to job loss to loneliness and juggling more responsibility at home. But now is not the time to give up hope. It's the time to remember the tremendous progress that we have made, thanks in large part to our best and most effective tool, the vaccine. Since about mid-July, vaccinations have been trending upward in Dane County again. 720,398 doses of the COVID-19 vaccine have been administered to Dane County residents. 71% of our county population now has at least one dose, and 81.6% of our eligible population, everyone who is 12 years of age and older, now has one dose, and 79.5% of adults ages 18 and older have completed the vaccine series. And the vaccine is doing what it is supposed to do. It is keeping more people from dying and keeping people from having to be hospitalized. It remains true that vaccines are saving lives every day. So for those of you who are vaccinated, thank you. And for those who aren't, I urge you to please reconsider. Throughout this pandemic, people have been weighing risks related to activities that they may want to engage in. And when we get new information or circumstances change, we have to recalibrate our risk. This can be exhausting when people want a clear answer to the question of, is this activity safe? And when often the answer is anything but straightforward. But remember, you practice this every day. You know how to do this. Every day we make decisions like whether we should use a car for transportation or eat that bag of lettuce, which could potentially have a risk of foodborne illness or the risk of playing contact sports. We weigh the benefits and the costs associated with the risk. We find ways to mitigate the risk, and then we make the decision that is best for our circumstances. Weighing your risk for COVID often depends on your own personal circumstances, and because of this may look different for different people. For example, someone who has a child under 12 living in their household who is not yet eligible to receive the COVID-19 vaccine might make more cautious decisions than someone whose entire household is vaccinated. Choosing activities with lower risk, in addition to wearing masks, can reduce unvaccinated children's risk of contracting and spreading the virus. And no activity is totally risk-free, but keeping activities outside and masking up indoors will help minimize that risk while still allowing kids to be kids. As we have throughout the pandemic, we will continue to make decisions driven by data and rooted in science. Through our robust COVID response, we are able to understand how COVID is spreading in our communities, and this information is and has always been incredibly useful to informing our recommendations and policy. Because vaccines offer our best protection against severe outcomes, we remain in a better place than much of the country, thanks to each and every person who has stepped up, rolled up their sleeves, and gotten vaccinated. Vaccines provide our path forward and are more important now than ever. I encourage any of you who haven't already and who are able to head to publichealthmdc.com/VAX for information on how to make your appointment. Thank you.
Thank you, Janelle. And just one more time, that's publichealthmdc.com/VAX. For yourself, for your family, for your friends, for your neighbors, for your coworkers. If you are vaccinated, make sure that you're talking to the people in your circle and telling your story about getting vaccinated. It's one of the most impactful things to change people's minds is when they hear from their friends and family. All right, we're going to turn now to our senior center, and to tell us what's going on at the senior center, I'm going to bring up Sally Jo Spaney, who directs the senior center. Sally Jo?
Thank you, Mayor. I'm happy to be here today to share with you some highlights about the Madison Senior Center. The pandemic has been tough on everybody, especially when it comes to staying connected in our community. Many older adults found themselves feeling more socially isolated and needed help connecting. In response, Madison Senior Center transitioned to virtual programming and developed a Tablets to Go program where we loaned tablets to older adults so they could connect with family and friends and enjoy our virtual programming. Many older adults participated in our virtual book club and have made new friends while keeping their minds active. We're continuing to offer virtual programs like Tai Chi and our intergenerational preschool program, and we've begun offering in-person activities as well. You can check out our activity calendar to find the program that best suits you. You can find us on the web or on Facebook at Madison, Wisconsin Senior Center, or you can simply give us a call to get connected. I'm excited to say that the doors at 330 West Mifflin Street are open, and we're there ready to serve you. We'll do it safely. We're masking up. Hand sanitizer is available, and so are masks. You could stop in anytime between 8:30 and 4 for a tour, to join us for lunch, or better yet, participate in one of our healthy aging activities like Spanish conversation or gentle exercise. These activities are specifically designed to help you prevent or manage chronic health conditions, maintain a sharp mind, and enjoy the companionship of others. All of our successful aging activities are proven to help you stay in your home for as long as possible. Another way we offer older adults opportunities to connect is through volunteerism. Utilizing our skills and talents brings purpose to life and an opportunity to meet new friends. Volunteers enjoy greeting people at the front desk, participating in the preschool program, or helping out behind the scenes. If you're ready to jump into a volunteer role, let us know, and we'll find the perfect fit for you. Next week, we'd love to see you if you're comfortable congregating at the Madison Senior Center patio outdoors. We're hosting a coffee on August 15th at 9:30. We're also celebrating National Senior Center Month on September 15th at 9:30 at the Senior Center. We'd love to include you in our activities, whether it's virtually or in person. We look forward to seeing you. Come take a step into aging well. Thank you.
Thank you, Sally Jo. It's great to hear about what's going on at the Senior Center, and thanks to you and all of the staff there for everything you did to keep serving our seniors throughout the entire pandemic. I know it was challenging, but like many city staff, you pivoted and you made it possible. So I really appreciate it. Next, I'm very excited to remind you that August is Black Business Month. And here to talk about that, Black Restaurant Week, and a number of other exciting things that our Madison Black Chamber of Commerce is doing is the president of the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce, Camille Carter. Camille, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Madam Mayor, for allowing us the privilege and the opportunity to be here and to represent over 500 Black-owned businesses in Madison and the Dane County area. We are the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce, and we are proudly located at 618 South Park Street. And as Madam Mayor just mentioned, this is Black Business Month, and this is a month where Black businesses are recognized and take the time to focus on the many hard efforts that they have put forth and just to celebrate their business and their business accomplishments. We at the Madison Black Chamber of Commerce host on an annual basis Black Restaurant Week. And Black Restaurant Week is scheduled to be held, well, actually, we're in it. It is August the 8th through the 15th. So we're midway through Black Restaurant Week, and it is our 6th annual campaign and promotion to uplift our Black-owned restaurants and caterers and our food service providers throughout the community. Restaurants and food is really a central point where community can gather and enjoy one another and really experience just cuisine, conversation, exchange networks. And we hope that throughout this week that the community feels comforted to visit our almost 40 Black-owned restaurants and caterers in the area. 6 years ago, Black Restaurant Week was created by our emeritus board member and late board member, Ms. Malele Chikasa Anana. And she had the vision that as a community, we should come together around food. And so we continue to uphold her legacy with this year's campaign. Throughout the week, we encourage individuals and families and corporations to gather at our several restaurants throughout the community. We also encourage you to visit our MadisonBlackChamber.com website to learn about several of the pop-up caterers that are offering their kitchens at several community locations and out of the Feed Kitchen or Badger Rock. They are here to serve you and to be of service to you and providing extra special cuisine during this week in celebration of Black Restaurant Week. We created Black Restaurant Week really to celebrate, again, our Black entrepreneurs. But this year in particular, because of the pandemic, we are really focusing on the resiliency and also their recovery. So we definitely want our community to embrace our restaurants and feel comfortable in catering lunches and going forward to just experiment to new locations. Black Restaurant Week certainly helps increase the sales of these restaurants, increase traffic flow, and also increase their profits. So it's essential as we are continuing to grapple with within our community with the pandemic that we really salvage and continue to save and motivate as many of our restaurants that we can support locally. So we certainly thank you in advance for visiting our restaurants, and we definitely want you to feel comfortable in participating. We additionally have opportunities not just at the physical locations and not just visiting pop-up kitchens for our community to participate with Black Restaurant Week. We have on the 15th, which is this upcoming Sunday, the Food Tasting Jamboree. And this is a festival that is held in partnership with the Feed's Kitchen and will be held in their parking lot and will be a stroll and to-go tasting food taste. It will be a fun and family-friendly event from 2 until 5 at the Feed Kitchens at 1219 North Sherman. Also, I'd like to proudly announce that we, in partnership with SSM Health, we will be administering the vaccine. All 3 vaccines will be administered there at the Food Tasting Jamboree, and we certainly welcome you to come out and to stay safe, but also to save your family and to get the vaccine. If you have not had the vaccine or if you've had the first dose, the second dose can be available at the Jamboree. Additionally, to Black Restaurant Week, we have the fall season coming up with the Madison Black Chamber, and we look forward to some evolving and new business seminars. We also have a business incubator that we are working on and launching throughout Dane County. And we encourage our new business owners and entrepreneurs to look us up at the MadisonBlackChamber.com and certainly reach out and see how we can help your business and lift your business to be successful into the future. We really are seeing a great deal more entrepreneurs emerge as they pivot during the pandemic. We certainly know that opportunities are often abound when change occurs. And so we are here along with a community of servants, other economic development organizations, the city of Madison, and we are happy to be in partnership with the city to provide resources and services to help your business start, grow, and expand. So please don't allow us to be a stranger. We're here to service our community. We are the Madison Black Chamber. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Camille, for your partnership, for your work in the community supporting Black businesses. It's been really remarkable over the course of the pandemic to work with the Black Chamber and see all the things they do for our community. I'm excited about Black Restaurant Week, and I hope you all are too. And just one more time, that website is MadisonBlackChamber.com, or you can find them on Facebook. Check it out. pick your favorite restaurant. Basically, you should go out to eat every night, right? Like, that's what we're doing. So make sure that you're supporting a Black-owned restaurant, at least this week, but really all year round. All right, so I have a few things to go over quickly. Just an update on city services. All city employees are going to be required to show proof of vaccination, or they will be required to complete weekly COVID-19 tests. We are headed towards a mid-September, October timeframe on that, and more details coming soon. Most of our city offices are now open. If you have a question about a particular office or agency, you can visit cityofmadison.com/health-safety/coronavirus, and there's a service update link there. In the city-county building, the first and second floors are open. The third, fourth, and fifth remain closed to the public. If you need to visit an office above the second floor, you should contact that office and they'll arrange for you to get access. All visitors to the city-county building and other county-owned buildings or facilities are required to wear a mask per county policy. Visitors to city-owned buildings are recommended to wear masks, and city staff are required to wear masks indoors when they're on duty. Our public libraries are open, and they will return to full service hours starting Tuesday, September 7th. We look forward to that. As you heard already, the Senior Center is open. Monona Terrace is also open. For more details, you can visit their respective websites. I just want to remind folks that it is federal law. You must wear a mask on transit. That includes at transfer points while you're boarding, riding, and leaving all Metro buses. City residents who are seeking help with financial concerns due to COVID-19 can contact our new free financial resources hotline to be connected to assistance and resources. Online, that's cityofmadison.com/health-safety/coronavirus, and you can click on the community resources link for more information. And of course, follow the city on social media for updates to all of this. We're on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and try and put out information there. I want to just remind folks that there is still help available to both renters and landlords who are suffering because of the COVID-19 pandemic. We still have a federal eviction moratorium in Madison at this point in time because of our risk status due to COVID-19. But you should not wait to reach out and get rental assistance if you need it. So anyone in Madison who is renting, who might be struggling to pay their rent or have back rent that you owe, landlords who are facing financial challenges because some of your tenants have not kept up with rent, you should reach out. Help is available in the city and in Dane County through the Dane Core Emergency Rental Assistance Program. This is sponsored, funded by the city, the county, and the state. This program has already provided more than $10 million in assistance to renters to help pay past due rent. And thanks to Governor Evers, we have received an additional $16 million that is now available. Tenants also need to understand their rights. Eviction is a formal legal process that a landlord must follow. And in Wisconsin, only the court can order somebody to be removed from their home. And once a court issues an eviction order, only the sheriff's department can remove or supervise the removal of a tenant from their home. So if you do not have a court order, you do not need to leave your home, but you do need to make sure that you connect with assistance to know your legal rights, to get your back rent paid, and to get into a better situation. Because it's so important that households facing the possibility of eviction be able to exercise their legal rights, I also asked and received from the state an additional $1 million to expand legal services to low-income tenants. So I want to thank again the state and Governor Evers for making those resources available. And I want to thank the folks who are on the ground doing that legal work, making sure that tenants know their rights and are represented in eviction court. I will also once again ask Madison landlords and property owners to please work with us, take advantage of the financial resources in Dane Core, and help keep your tenants stably housed since we're still in this pandemic. The application process for rent assistance can be initiated either by the property owner or the renter. It does require information from both. And for information about eligibility and how to start the online application process under the Dane Core Emergency Rental Assistance Program, please visit the Tenant Resource Center's website, which is core.tenantresourcecenter.org. Again, that's core.tenantresourcecenter.org. Really encourage people to reach out and take advantage of these resources. In slightly more exciting news, but also sort of terrifying, you may have seen the new report on climate change and how much of a crisis we are in with our climate right now. Because this is such an emergency, Madison is joining over 130 other cities in signing the pledge for the city's Race to Zero. This is a race to zero carbon. It's a global campaign to rally the world's leadership in support for a zero carbon future. It involves cities, but also companies, regions, investors, and institutions. And the timing is not a moment too soon. We are, as a recent headline read, in a code red for humanity. By joining Cities Race to Zero, I have pledged that Madison will do its part to build a healthy, resilient, zero carbon transition that lessens future climate threats, creates good jobs, and benefits everyone in our community. We're already doing the work that aligns to this pledge. Our current goal is to reach net zero emissions by 2050 or sooner, and we have a goal for 100% renewable energy by 2030. We have a solid plan to meet that for our municipal emissions, and my Climate Forward agenda lays out our commitments over the next 2 years for climate action. We are in the process of bringing bus rapid transit to Madison that will substantially reduce our transportation emissions, but there is so much more to do. And I invite all of Madison's leadership to join me in helping Madison step up and step forward to meet this most critical challenge of our time, climate change. From the global to the very local, the City of Madison is hiring crossing guards for the fall. As the upcoming school year quickly approaches, our traffic engineering division is looking to hire a number of qualified candidates to work part-time as a school crossing guard. This position is an integral part of our safe walking and biking to school. Crossing guards help children safely cross the street and serve as a visual reminder for drivers to slow down and follow our traffic laws. Being a crossing guard is a really important job. Crossing guards help teach children our vital pedestrian safety behavior that they will use for the rest of their lives. If you see yourself in this position or think you can be a role model for safety on our streets, you can find out more information about how to apply for the crossing guard position via the City of Madison jobs site, or you can email crossingguards@cityofmadison.com. You probably have noticed, but August moving days are here. And on August 2nd, the Streets Division began the annual August Moving Days cleanup, and that will continue at least through Monday, August 16th, as the move-out process continues. All the information that you might need can be found on the Streets Division Moving Days website, which is cityofmadison.com/movingdays. Please make sure that as you're moving out or moving in and getting rid of things, that you're thinking first to donate anything usable, second to recycle if you can, and only third to put stuff into our landfill. And please do visit cityofmadison.com/movingdays to make sure you know how to properly dispose of the things that you might want to get rid of. I want to congratulate our engineering division on some national recognition that they received for 2 buildings, Fire Station 14 and the Madison Municipal Building. The American Council of Engineering Companies recognized both Fire Station 14 and the Madison Municipal Building as part of their 2021 Engineering Excellence Awards competition. So congratulations to everybody who worked on those buildings. Also, congratulations to our latest Team City Award winners. Every 2 months, we recognize individuals, and every now and again, we recognize teams here at the city. This time around, our Team City individual award winners are Debbie Fields, Jim Sullivan, Denise DeCirio, Blake Scoville, Caitlin Stokes, Michael Mueller. And our team awards go to the City Clerk's Office, the Second Harvest Food Drive team, our EMS training officers, the Traffic Operations team, and our Multicultural Affairs Committee and Women's Issues Committee. Congratulations to everybody who won this time around. As I always do, I want to highlight some community resources that are available to anyone who is in need. You should start with the United Way's 211 if you need food, if you need housing, if you need childcare, if you need connection to social services, health care, mental health care. The 211 folks can direct you to the services that are available in our community. So you can dial 211 or you can text your zip code to 898-211. The healthcare marketplace at healthcare.gov is open through August 15th. So if you do not have healthcare coverage, please visit healthcare.gov and get coverage through the healthcare marketplace. If you need help signing up, you can call 211 or visit wiscovered.com. There is also assistance for some folks who are eligible to help pay your healthcare premiums through our Health Connect program. And again, you can call 211 for information about that. If you don't have a computer and you need one to access these resources, our libraries, you can make an appointment by the hour to get on the internet and use the computers there. Call 608-266-6300 to make an appointment or visit your local library. There's many more resources posted at cityofmadison.com. Click on the community resources link for more information. You can also subscribe to my blog at cityofmadison.com/mayor/blog, where we update on all of these things and many more throughout the weeks. I'll end, as I always do, with meetings that are coming up. Today, the 12th at 4, the Ad Hoc Redistricting Committee has its first meeting. This is really important. We are in a sprint to do redistricting this year because the census data is just now becoming available. Redistricting is an incredibly important process that happens every decade. And this is our resident committee that will be guiding the process here in Madison. So they meet at 4 o'clock today. Tune in if you're interested. At 4:30, the Community Development Authority meets, and at 5, the Equal Opportunities Commission will meet. On Monday, the 16th, at 5, the Landmarks Commission. Also at 5, the Transportation Policy and Planning Board. On Wednesday, the 18th, at 4:30, the Board of Public Works. At 5, the Economic Development Committee, and at 5:30, the Alcohol License Review Committee. On Thursday, the 19th, at 4 p.m., the Monona Terrace Community and Convention Center Board meets. Also at 4, the Ad Hoc Redistricting Committee will meet again. And at 5, the Landlord and Tenant Issues Committee will meet. On Monday, the 23rd, at 5:30, Plan Commission meets. On Tuesday, the 24th, at 4:30, the Water Utility Board will meet. And on Wednesday, the 25th, at 5 p.m., the Transportation Committee will meet. That is what I have this week. Thank you all for tuning in. Katie, do we have questions?
We have one question, Mayor. It appears to be for Janelle.
All right, we'll bring Janelle back up to answer the questions then.
Regarding a CDC internal briefing document, which was reviewed by ABC News, it shows an estimated 1.1 million people who received the Pfizer or Moderna vaccine came back for a third unauthorized booster dose. I'd like to ask, why would a physician direct someone to get a third dose? Is it harmful to get a third dose? How many people in Dane County or Madison have received a third dose?
Yeah, thanks for that question. I'm not sure it's helpful, and I don't feel that I can speculate as to why a physician may have made that recommendation, but I'd like to believe that physicians are always acting in the best interest of their patients. You know, there's a lot of evolving science at this moment in the pandemic, particularly related to how well the vaccines hold up during this Delta wave. So, you know, we're waiting to hear additional guidance from the CDC and DHS with regard to boosters and vaccines, and we'll follow that guidance in public health. I can't answer the question right now around that third dose in Dane County.
Thank you. That's all the questions for the day.
All right. Thanks again to Janelle, Sally, Joe, and Camille for being here with us. Just want to remind folks one more time, publichealthmdc.com/vax. Spread the word in your networks. We need to find the 20-something% of folks in our community who are not yet vaccinated and make sure that they do get vaccinated to protect themselves, their families, and our entire community. Thank you for everything you're doing to stay safe through the pandemic and enjoy what I hope will be a beautiful weekend. Take care, everyone.